The day the sun turned blue. Imagine waking up one morning. You open your curtains expecting to see the familiar golden sunlight flooding the sky. But instead, everything outside is bathed in a strange, icy blue light. The sun itself, the giant yellow star that has illuminated Earth for billions of years, has turned blue. People stop walking. Drivers pull over. Millions grab their phones. Social media explodes. Why is the sun blue? Is this the end of the world? Scientists rush into observatories. Governments begin emergency meetings. Conspiracy theories spread faster than facts. Has the sun changed? Is Earth in danger? Or is something much stranger happening? Today, we're exploring one of the strangest questions you could imagine. What if the sun turned blue? And surprisingly, science says that under certain extraordinary circumstances, you really could see a blue sun. But not for the reason you think. Let's begin. For thousands of years, humans have described the sun as yellow. Children draw it yellow. Flags paint it yellow. Even astronauts often describe its warm golden glow. But here's the first surprise. The sun isn't actually yellow. Its true color is almost perfectly white. Wait. White. Yes. Sunlight contains every visible color mixed together. Red. Orange. Yellow. Green. Blue. Indigo. Violet. When all these colors combine in equal amounts, they create white light. So why does it look yellow from Earth? The answer lies in our atmosphere. As sunlight enters Earth's atmosphere, tiny air molecules scatter shorter wavelengths of light. Blue light scatters much more than red light. This is called Rayleigh scattering. Because blue light spreads across the sky in every direction, the remaining sunlight reaching your eyes appears slightly yellow. That's why sunsets become orange and red. The light travels through even more atmosphere, scattering away even more blue wavelengths. But imagine something changed. Not the sun itself, but Earth's atmosphere. Suddenly, the normal rules no longer apply. And the impossible becomes real. Throughout history, there have actually been moments when people reported seeing a blue sun. Not in science fiction. Not in myths. In real life. One of the most famous cases happened in 1883. A volcanic island called Krakatoa erupted with unimaginable violence. The explosion was one of the loudest sounds ever recorded. It blasted billions of tons of ash high into Earth's atmosphere. The sky darkened across continents. Weather patterns changed worldwide. But something even stranger happened. People began reporting a blue sun. Some described it as turquoise. Others said it looked lavender. Many couldn't believe their own eyes. Scientists later discovered the reason. Tiny volcanic particles floating high in the atmosphere scattered red light instead of blue. This completely changed how sunlight reached observers. Instead of removing blue light, the atmosphere removed much of the red. The remaining light made the sun appear blue. The star hadn't changed. Only the filter between it and Earth had. The same thing happened after massive forest fires in parts of Canada and Southeast Asia. Smoke particles with just the right size created another blue sun illusion. For a brief time, nature transformed our familiar star into something almost alien. But now, let's imagine something far more dramatic. Suppose the sun itself actually became blue. Not because of Earth's atmosphere, but because the star physically changed. Could that happen? Technically, yes. But it would be catastrophic. Stars come in different colors depending on their temperatures. Cool stars glow red. Slightly hotter stars appear orange. Our sun is white-yellow. Even hotter stars shine blue. Blue stars are cosmic giants. Their surface temperatures often exceed 20,000 degrees Celsius. Some reach over 40,000 degrees. Our Sun's surface temperature is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. For it to become naturally blue, its temperature would need to increase several times over. That isn't just unlikely. It's physically impossible without completely transforming the star. The Sun would become vastly brighter. Its ultraviolet radiation would increase dramatically. Earth's atmosphere would struggle to block the intense energy. Within a very short time, oceans would begin heating rapidly. Ice caps would melt. Weather systems would spiral into chaos. Plants would suffer from overwhelming radiation. Food chains would collapse. Human civilization would face one of the greatest survival challenges in history. Thankfully, physics tells us this cannot happen during the Sun's normal lifetime. Stars are born with their mass. That mass determines their color forever. Our Sun simply isn't massive enough to become a blue star. Instead, billions of years from now, it will do the opposite. It will expand into a red giant, eventually shedding its outer layers before becoming a white dwarf. So a naturally blue Sun will never happen. But could something else make the Sun appear blue from space? Imagine humanity living on another planet. A planet with a completely different atmosphere. Perhaps rich in unusual gases. Perhaps surrounded by microscopic crystals floating in the air. There, the exact scattering of light could make their daytime sun appear blue, green, purple, or even multiple colors throughout the day. The sun wouldn't change. Only the observer's perspective. In fact, astronomers studying distant exoplanets believe their skies may look nothing like ours. Some worlds may have black skies during daytime. Others could have orange clouds, purple sunsets, or stars that appear emerald green through exotic atmospheres. The universe is far stranger than our everyday experience suggests. Even here on Earth, nature occasionally reminds us how delicate our view of reality really is. One volcanic eruption. One massive wildfire. A few microscopic particles suspended in the air. And suddenly, the most familiar object in the sky becomes completely unfamiliar. Imagine standing outside. The trees glowing with cold blue light. Buildings reflecting sapphire shadows. The ocean sparkling like liquid crystal. Birds falling silent. Animals confused. Cities frozen in disbelief. For a few hours, humanity would question everything it thought it knew about the sky. Then scientists would investigate. Satellites would analyze atmospheric particles. Observatories would compare wavelengths. Eventually, the mystery would be solved. Not with magic. Not with aliens. Not with the end of the world. But with physics. Sometimes, reality is just as astonishing as fiction. The sun has always symbolized certainty. It rises every morning. It warms our planet. It powers every ecosystem. It has remained remarkably stable for billions of years. Yet our perception of it can change overnight. The story of the blue sun teaches us something important. Our senses don't always reveal reality. What we see depends not only on the object itself, but also on everything between us and that object. The atmosphere. The particles. The light. Our own eyes. Science allows us to look beyond appearances. To understand why impossible things sometimes become possible. So, if you ever hear someone claim they saw a blue sun, don't laugh. History says they might be telling the truth. Not because the sun changed, but because Earth did. And perhaps that's even more fascinating. Because sometimes, the greatest mysteries aren't millions of kilometers away inside a distant star. They're floating quietly in the air above our heads. The next time you step outside and look toward the morning sky, Take a moment to appreciate just how extraordinary our ordinary sun really is.